Hey guys, Rail Chief 74 here, and welcome back to another layout update here on the channel. For those of you guys who are brand new to social media, welcome. And for those of you guys out there who are tuning into the channel once again, welcome back. Now, we definitely have a lot to show you guys as far as both of the layouts go here in the main train room. So let's not waste any more time and getting on with the show here. So as always, sit back and relax, and I hope you all will enjoy. Okay, well, the first part of the layout that I want to discuss about today is this section right over here where the airport is located. Now, I know it's been quite a long time since I last gave any updates in regards to this area of the layout. Now, the airport and the beacon tower are still pretty much in the same position like they always were. However, the only thing that has changed is this section right over here. Now, originally I had my Plasticville, I originally had my dad's Plasticville schoolhouse in this area. And the more that I looked at it, the more that I realized that it looked really out of place. So I swapped that out and replaced it with my dad's original homemade wishing well, which was made by my grandfather, once again from my dad's side. And it's part of history. I'm just really happy that we still have it up to this very day. And I'm also going to make sure that this thing isn't going to go anywhere anytime soon. So as far as I'm concerned, I think it looks a whole lot better in this section of the layout here. Next, over here in the small Plasticville village that I assembled here on the main layout, right in the center of this circle of track here, nothing has really changed that much other than me finding a brand new spot here for the Plasticville schoolhouse, which is now in the center of this little loop here, right in front of the Lionel banjo signal. And I've also added a couple of new figures and such here and there. And that little boy on the ground looks like he's having a really bad temper tantrum, considering he doesn't want to go to school today. Now, since we're over here back where the town area is, I might as well direct your attention to this track section right along the side here where I have the Marks fueling station. Now, over the past couple of months, I've been noticing that I've been having some trouble with electrical contact with some of my TMCC locomotives, as well as some of the MTH engines that I like to run as well. And the problem is that this track section here that I swapped around, this is no good to use. So eventually, I'm going to have to go shopping around and try to find another track section that has better electrical contact. Because this one, like I said, over here is dead, and I can't really make that much use of it. I might use it for something else, maybe for a later project or something. But for now, I'm just going to have to run most of my conventional locomotives on this main line here. So thankfully, the York show is going to be coming up within the next couple of days. So fingers crossed that I find a replacement track section for it. Okay, so moving along to the control panel of the whole layout here. As you can see, not that much has really changed over the past couple of months. I'm mostly just running everything conventionally on both the layouts here, but if I do feel like it, I might want to run the main layout with my Lionel TMCC control system. I also have the Rail King Z-750 transformer next to it in case I might need to reset one of my MTH locomotives if they're stuck in the DCS system. I also have my DCS remote commander by MTH, along with the remote that goes with my Lionel LionG Plus Berkshire. And in regards to the bumper section on the bridge over there, originally I was running that with ZW as well, and I also had the entire main line hooked up to a little Lionel flip switch that was made during the NPC era. And if you're somebody like me that likes to run something like that with a lot of voltage, but if you do tend to run the bumper section with one of these little toggle switches, this is kind of the result that you're going to get. So a little bit of a word to the wise, make sure to stay away from any Lionel product that was made in China. But as far as the bumper section goes, I rehooked up everything to my dad's Lionel post-war 1033 transformer, and that only gets me like 90 watts to use, so it's not a whole lot, but it really does get the job done. Alright, next up isn't really anything too major, but I did add a couple of new bird figures to the layout, including some bald eagles and some cardinals. And so far, I think I probably have at least 6 or 7 birds on display, all scattered around the entire layout. Okay, next up on the second layout here, I did a little bit of work in this area. Now, I've had the backhoe out of commission for like a couple of months or so, but just recently I crawled underneath the train table and realized that there was a loose wire underneath. So I reconnected to another point on the bottom of the train table here. And it's still pretty noisy like it's always been, but it doesn't really bother me overly that much. And in the future, I'm planning to connect it to a little activation switch so that way I can turn the accessory on and off whenever I want to without burning out the motor inside of the accessory. Okay, so since we're back at the end of the second layout here, I just wanted to direct your attention to behind the forest here, right near where the backdrop is, because I am going to be adding another Plasticville church, as you could see. Now, this thing was kind of a wreck when I took it out of the box, and thankfully I did acquire some replacement pieces for this church at my model train rummage sale from a couple of weeks ago. And the only thing that's not original is the very top of the church, which is a replacement piece made by Bachmann. Because as you can see, there's a little bit of a discolored to the roof on the bottom of the church here, as well as the very top. But it does help make everything look more complete. And the other thing that I have to do is to find the older pieces that I had and scrape out the window decorations so that way I can glue it on the inside of these pieces here. And then finally, I'm also going to be painting a sidewalk as well as a parking lot here in front of the church. And also, as you could see, I added a couple of figures as well as a little sports car here. And I think it's going to look really good once it's all done. And finally, getting back to the bridge for just a moment, I've installed 2 wire ties and I clipped them down, mainly because not only am I running this section using 027 Lionel track sections, but the more the motorized units that I have running on this section, the harder they hit the bumpers, the more the track sections are going to get undone, and therefore you're just going to have a derailment and have to reassemble them again. And you don't want to be going back and forth trying to reconnect these track sections here. So I think the wire ties work really good, and eventually when I take this whole thing apart, if I decided to build another layout, I'll just clip those wire ties off and I'll swap out the track and hopefully make some better use out of this bridge here. Okay, well, I hope you all have enjoyed the layout update today here on the channel. Now, before we go ahead and wrap everything up here, I do want to remind everybody that the Big York Train Show is going to be happening this weekend through Thursday the 19th through October the 21st, which is on Saturday. Now, me and my dad are only going to be attending the show on Friday, October the 20th. So if you guys are attending the Big York Train Show this weekend, make sure to come up to us and say hi. We're very eager to see what kind of model trains that the show has to offer for this year, but most importantly, we're also really excited to catch up with a lot of you guys out there and to have a great time like we always do. So as always, my name is Mike. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to hit the notification bell down below for any other projects that I upload. And I do have a couple of more surprises for the next couple of days, so you'll just have to wait and see what it is. But until then, thank you all for tuning in, and I'll see you all at York this weekend. All right, next up over here at the control panel, nothing has really changed for us. Just forgot to take those away. Here at the control panel, as you can see, nothing has really changed as much other than that I'm actually running the bridge using my Lionel, well, my dad's Lionel post-war 1033 transformer. Because if you're somebody like me who's running a motorized unit using these little flip switches, let me see if I can just find it real quick. Okay, it's not there, so time to start over again.